Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon. Huge news day, Tony. Sean Payton suspended, Tim Tebow traded. Anything else?
Tony Kornheiser, hunky. Yes?
Really?
Don't you think? Well, okay.
That would make it a delusional news day.
Hungry? Does that work for you?
Hungry's better.
Lonely? Does that work for you?
Oh, I wasn't going there. I wasn't going to do that.
Desperate? Does that work for you? Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. Let us get right to the major news in the NFL, starting with Roger Goodell lowering the boom on the New Orleans Saints and their bounty program.
Ooh.
Stating that he was furious at being lied to, Goodell suspended Sean Payton, the head coach, for a full season. Mickey Loomis, the GM, suspended 8 games. Joe Vitt, assistant coach on defense, suspended 6 games. 2 second-round picks gone, and Greg Williams, who orchestrated the bounties and has since left for St. Louis, an indefinite suspension. Wilbon, your reaction?
Oh, my God. I did not see this coming, Tony. I mean, this is, to me, the most shocking news you can get in the NFL. When you talk about the suspension of a head coach, this is the most major suspension I can remember, going back to Alex Karras and Paul Hornung when they were suspended for gambling, and that was, what, the early 60s? Has been more than 50 years ago.
Yes.
This is zero tolerance. This is a change in the way the NFL is going to do business. I thought that he would get maybe 2 games, Sean Payton. I didn't think that the commissioner's office was, as you said, going to lower the boom in any way.
I was much more hawkish about this than you. And I didn't see this much coming. I thought maybe half season for Sean Payton, maybe 1 season for Greg Williams. Greg Williams is apologizing and pledging his cooperation. He may never coach in the league again. Look, this is, since Katrina, the New Orleans Saints has had most favored status in the NFL. They have been bombed. They have been neutered now. I mean, you take away their coach, who's also their play caller. You take him away from Drew Brees. Drew Brees franchised. He can't be happy about this.
He can't be franchised.
What does New Orleans do?
They got to work out something. Drew Brees now, once again, is trying to prop that franchise up, Tony. Here's what I wonder about Sean Payton. Does he just go away? Can he go to Cabo? What's he going to do? Can he not even have any contact? Just sort of get out Sean Payton for an entire year?
There's something that this tells you. And in the NCAA, coaches have gotten to learn this recently, like Tressel and Pearl. Don't lie to the commissioner. Don't lie. These penalties may be worse because the league had its own investigation and felt and knows it was lied to. We have never seen suspensions like this. Never.
Maybe after being lied to, Goodell doubled down on the suspension. Who knows? Looking at the bigger picture, Tone, Roger Goodell's actions were a definitive statement that professional football in America ain't what it used to be and never will be again. Addressing indirectly the sport's embracing and celebration of violence for 100 years, the commissioner said, quote, "Football doesn't need to be played this way, and it's not going to be played this way going forward," close quote. Tone, looking ahead, what does this mean for pro football, specifically the National Football League?
I want to just go backwards for a second and mention something you mentioned before. Those suspensions of huge stars 50 years ago, Paul Hornung and Alex Karras, for gambling, in which the league said, look, we know people bet on these games, but we're not going to have gambling within this league. That's an integrity issue. This is the new integrity issue, the protection of the physical well-being of the labor force. You can hit hard, but you can't hit violently, and we'll show you what the line is, James Harrison. We will not allow this to happen again, and you know why, Mike? Because their lawsuits are coming, because the NFL doesn't want to be in court all the time defending itself as having been negligent against stopping the violence.
But what I wonder, Tony, I'm going to go even further, and that all may be, and I don't really care about the lawyers. What I wonder is the popularity of professional football in America, which is unquestioned. It is unrivaled. It is the greatest form of sports and entertainment we have in this country.
Right.
Will it be as popular if you don't have the violence, which has drawn people, which people have come to like a magnet for decades? That is part and parcel of pro football.
I think it will.
And now you're saying stop.
I don't think this is going to be like boxing that you're going to see out on barges or just on pay-per-view. I think football has a hold on the culture, college football and pro. I think you eliminate some of the more overtly violent acts. You do that, and you still can have hard hitting and the NFL will draw the line. I do think, though, that John Madden's suggestion is going to come more and more into play. There'll be a protection of quarterbacks that we have seen for kickers, but not for quarterbacks.
Although knocked down right now, knocked down today, the NFL Competition Committee is not going to adopt that now. But you may be right, Tone.
That's what
I
we're
just
looking
wonder.
At. Because from a marketing standpoint, Mike, you want to keep that popularity. It generates billions of dollars. You want to keep it.